You can check out the products that I make and the gear that I use at backyardbroadheads.com. Thanks for tuning into Backyard Broadheads. Today I want to take a look at a Killer Instinct crossbow, and it's not the SWAT X1, and it's not the Ripper, and it's not something that's been around for a long time. The reason I want to look at this is when you're shopping for crossbows, you're going to check out the Ravens, you're going to check out the 10 points, you're probably going to check out Killer Instinct. When you go to Killer Instinct, you're going to look at the SWAT X1 for sure. But this one is easily overlooked, but it has some awesome dimensions and specs. It is the Fatal X. And for me, if I was going to get one, I would get the Fatal X with the crank, with the silent crank, and then I would take the stirrup off of it, because I'm sure that their dimension of 29.75 inches or 30 inches, I'm sure that their dimension is without that stirrup. And if you have a crank, you don't need the foot stirrup. You can go without it. So let's take a look at it. Here is our Killer Instinct homepage. And of course they are advertising the SWAT X1. This thing is extremely cool. Another reason I picked this company is because they have a good reputation. But as you scroll down, it's just all SWAT X1 stuff. So let's go to shop. Alright, here it is. Fatal X and Fatal X with RDC silent crank. So yeah, our Fatal X is $699.99. Our SWAT X1 is $1,300. So you're looking at $600 more for this. And they both shoot the same speed. This one is a little bit smaller. If that's your thing, this might be the one for you. But let's think about the Raven R29. This thing is advertised at either 29.75 or 30 inches long. I'm sure that's from this point here, not all the way out to the stirrup. But it's about 30 inches. The Raven R29 is 29, almost 30 inches. But the Raven R29 is it's over $2,000. So you're looking at a $1,300 difference for a quarter of an inch difference. Now, the Raven is made in the USA. This one is made in China. So if that's a big deal for you, you might not want this. But let's look a little deeper here. All right, so this first picture, I mean, that's a pretty cool looking crossbow. If you look at these cams, they're not huge. They don't stick out real far past the limbs, so hopefully you're not going to be bumping them off of other things. Right here, there is a lever to adjust your length of pull. Here is your crank mechanism, kind of built into the stock, not completely, but kind of built into it. Obviously the crank is removable. If you guys have like this same scope, please let us all know how you like it. This front grip looks pretty cool. Pistol grip is cool. Crank looks kind of big, but that's okay. Here's our top view. I'm a big fan of like this being the widest point. This cam sticks out a little bit, but that's in the middle of the crossbow looking front to back, so I would definitely own this and shoot this and hunt with this. It's pretty sleek looking. There's after you fire it, still very compact. You have your attached quiver. Another view there. Kind of a cool view there. Crank, adjustable buttstock, cam with 50% let off. There's your length of pull adjustment, 5 positions. Your scope, 3 arrows, much better than 2 arrows. And if you do get the one with the crank, it also comes with the sled. This thing's going to be released pretty soon, and a lifetime warranty. That's a good deal. Let's get down to the stats. All right, so this paragraph talks about the buttstock, but pretty much just talks about these stats here. So 405 feet per second. So if you want to go with a heavier bolt and slow this down a little bit, more kinetic energy, you're still going to be shooting something plenty fast for killing a whitetail. 3.5 pound trigger, that's a good deal. Only 6.25 inches axle to axle when cocked, 9.75 uncocked. About 30 inches to about 32 inches in length. 7.4 pounds seems about medium weight for me. This draw weight's going to be reduced drastically with the crank handle. and 13.5 inches on the power stroke. This is a crossbow with similar stats and speeds and dimensions to the Raven R29. I know Killer Instinct's made in China, Raven's made in the USA. A lot of times you get what you pay for, but this company has a good reputation, and you're talking like $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 cheaper for the Fatal X than the Raven. So I just think it's something to consider. Please let me know your opinion and what you'd like to see in future videos.